Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the new SKADI patch notes. We'll go over the patch notes first, then we'll go over what SKADI does. So links to the patch notes are... There's not much this week, I'm not going to lie. Of course, next week is end of month, so you do expect there to be something decent. This is her outfit, which, may I say, looks actually really cool. It's actually a really cool outfit. I wish they had maybe some more armor under there. You know, don't need too much, because I think SKADI's got every outfit that just shows... Yeah. She's green like I expected. 242 banner, as I expected. Leonis defense comeback, which is what we knew, the standard stuff. Leonis defense season 4 improvements. The season round buffs will be changed. Ooh, permanent buffs. Starting from now, the race that receives the seasonal buff will change every season. Okay, but the buff is... That's not bad. That's cool. I'm fine with that. I'm A-okay with it. 30 diamonds, 50 LR coins, standard stuff, and just some other stuff as well. Hall Pass being extended by an additional week, solely because, once again, we don't get big updates on next week. That is our next big update. But SKADI herself, she's actually had an improvement. So the League's passive is actually part of her passive. It's been tweaked a little bit, but she's been given a lot more, which I feel like the SKADI is actually really going to benefit from. So here we go. This is her actual artwork. She's green, she's a giant, of course she's SSR. For each applicable ally participating in battle has their attack related stats increased by 7% and their damage dealt with a weak point skill increased by 20%. Works with Ragnarok and Giant, so they have tweaked it quite a bit actually. When an applicable ally uses a weak point skill... Oh my god, this is for Brynhild. I just realised. When an applicable ally uses a weak point skill, it ignores 50% of the target's crit resistance, which is crazy. If the hero does not have a debuff at the start of the ally's turn, applicable allies have their crit chance increased by 50% for one turn. When applicable allies use AoE skills, that is not their ultimate. One debuff is removed. For each debuff removed, applicable allies get crit damage boosted 20% up to 80%. So it is not the 40% up to 120%. They have changed it. It's now 20% to 80%, but that is still part of the passive, and that is still there. But got some additional changes on top of that as well. Being for each applicable ally, so you get a 7% damaging, so 7% attack related stat booster. So you're running Brynhild. I'll just use Tyr as a good example because he's also got weak point, and this new SKADI who also has weak point. You're looking at a 30% attack, a 21% attack related stat boost, and a 60% damage increase to weak point skills, which is crazy. Tyr and Brynhild both don't need the crit resistance ignore and the crit chance boost. As you can see here, she's got another skill. Inflicts damage increase. Basically, it's just a debuff skill. She's got a defense-related debuff skill, which is what skills like Eren has, and Viola. I'm pretty sure they'll probably also work the same as well, so they'll also be able to apply a debuff through Alpha's Mist, or whatever it's called, Shadow Mist, or whatever it's called. And she's got weak point AoE as well, standard ultimate. Nothing really changed with her ultimate standard stuff. The banner itself is pretty mediocre. It's not the worst. It does have another weak point character in it. It doesn't have Red Brynhild, which is sort of what I was going to expect to be on this banner, would be Red Brynhild, solely because, you know, you're going for weak point, you've got LR Ragnarok that has weak point. There's no Giants that currently have weak point. She is also an on-the-field only character, which does mean she doesn't work in the back, so you need to have her up front. But maybe they're going to do a Ragnarok end of month now. I do see that being a possibility, or we could possibly see that next month, end of next month, which will probably be a festival, and the month after that will be our end-of-year collaboration that we normally get. But yeah, the banner itself looks really mid. It is a 242 banner, which means it is one of the cheaper characters. When the event says, oh, she will be added to the race draw. The race draw is, of course, the banner where it's like, oh, giants, humans, unknowns, all that kind of stuff. She will be in that banner, which is okay, but once again, the chance of you getting the character you want from that banner is extremely low. Yes, it is a 6% chance you get an SSR, but then, you know, the banner is so polluted with bad characters that the chance of you actually getting something half decent is extremely, extremely, extremely low. Sometimes you get a win, you know, you pull like a Baldir or someone actually quite good, and half the time you pull like Red Chosen Arthur, King Chosen Arthur, where he is. The banner itself isn't too bad though. I've definitely seen a lot worse. Her passive is a huge improvement to what it was, which I'm completely okay with. The crit chance boost is okay. I just feel like we're gonna get some form of maybe an LR Tyr. LR Brynhild, LR Tyr, both have weak point, both Ragnarok. Tyr's quite good. A crit chance boost wouldn't really be too useful for him, but it's still quite decent. A crit damage boost would be phenomenal for him. The attack like stats is good. The damage increase would be good. Is it really needed? Not really. She doesn't passively apply the debuffs. Oh wait, well that's AoE. I just realised. I didn't read that. That is AoE. That's not too bad then. It means she can double AoE here. Double AoE is not the best to have, but bear in mind, if she does have a debuff, and you need to play an AoE to remove it, you can remove it, and she's got 2 of them. So if you get 2 debuffs, you can play double AoE with SKADI, which is a 40% crit damage boost, as well as you remove the debuffs, and then you can play like an AoE with like Brynhild with an additional 40% crit damage and all the additional buffs that SKADI applies. But she doesn't look too bad, and for a 242 banner, she as a character is not that bad. Bear in mind, we've seen some horrendous 242 banners characters, but she actually seems like she could be quite useful. Will I be summoning? Probably not. Of course, I can more than we can just wait to see what's coming out next week. Probably Monday or even Saturday. Between Saturday and Monday, we'll start to get the like day 5 or day 3 for whatever we're getting next. Even though realistically, it is a summer celebration. They announced that in the patch notes that is a summer celebration. When solo leveling came out, they said, "Oh, solo leveling and the summer update had to switch positions because I guess the summer update wasn't properly ready." Which is the reason why I think it is not Ragnarok, Catastrophes, because Catastrophes didn't have their voice acting done, and they said that with the next update, all their voice acting would be done. So maybe they had some problems with voice acting, voice actors couldn't get in, or whatever, and they had to delay the update, which is a possibility. But anyway, thank you for watching, I hope it was enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.